You know what the funniest thing is? The one thing about me is that I actually don't even like Shinx. It's funny, I actually love him. No, don't you ever get that twisted.
Everybody like, hey, are you ready to go? Ready to go? Everybody like, hey.
Alright, what is up y'all? Soul here and welcome back to my story mode. As per usual, before we get down to brass tacks, I have a couple of things that I want to say. If you don't want to hear those things, all the timestamps will be right down below. You can just go ahead and skip right on out of here. Before anything, I don't want to let y'all continue going on thinking that I'm not grateful as hell for 4,000 subscribers. I'm so grateful for you guys, okay? I'm just really glad that you guys enjoy hearing me ramble on for as long as I have about Pokemon related stuff at this point. Being a Pokemon related YouTuber isn't something I necessarily planned on, but this is where we are now. So with that, I want to do some more stuff with Pokemon, and I have things that I need to get worked out still before I can do those bigger things that I have planned. But we'll be getting to that as soon as I possibly can. So, in the meantime, if you're interested in me personally, in between videos, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and I'm always posting in the tab, getting your guys' opinions on things. So, if you haven't already, please do me the greatest favor of hitting that sub button, because I promise you, you're going to want to stay locked and loaded for this big stuff we got coming on the channel. So, moving on into the actual video here, the Q&A is exactly as you'd expect. Enough of you were curious about little old me and my Pokemon opinions, so I figured it was about damn time I gave you a couple of answers. Maybe down the line we'll do a part 2 once maybe we reach another checkpoint or so. Also, I might have to go a little fast. Y'all actually asked quite a few questions, and I want to answer as many as I can, so let's go. Let's start off with my boy Young Pokey Mark. He asked quite a few questions and I wanted to reach all of them, so let's get into them. What is your least favorite Pokemon? I don't know if you remember me mentioning this, but Klefki. Solely for design purposes, I hate that stupid ass ring of keys. I don't like Klefki at all. I don't care how viable he is in competitive. I don't care how good of a mon he is stat wise or other. I couldn't give a goddamn if he had Mega Evos or anything. I don't like Klefki. I don't like his design. Moving on. What's your most cherished memory relating to Pokemon? I have two specifically, actually. One of them is when I robbed this kid in elementary at Pokemon Sapphire because he was kind of an asshole, so I wanted to, get back at him, and I knew he played Pokemon all the time, and he just kept the game right there in his back pocket, so I just snagged that sucker right from him. He couldn't catch me because I was actually a fast little kid. He couldn't even get me. Took Pokemon Sapphire home, had the time of my life. I love that game. He never got it back. And then another one of my personal favorite memories was just back in late elementary, early middle school when me and my friends would play Pokemon in my garage. We would just battle each other every day. We'd come together, form new teams of Pokemon, and keep trying out little competitive teams if we could. It was such a good time. I loved that. We would also sit on the curb outside and just help each other through the story and whatnot. It was always a good time. I love Pokemon, and that was one of the few reasons why. Question 3 from my man. Will you ever quit Pokemon, or will you always be somewhat invested? Unfortunately, there will always be a part of me that's gonna be somewhat invested. This series means way too much for me to just drop it. I'll definitely fall off every now and again throughout the coming years, but more than likely, I'm always picking up that next title. Question 4. What do you predict for Gen 9? Honestly, I've learned to try not to predict when it comes to Nintendo or Pokemon, because they are the kings of left field. Somehow, we couldn't even predict Dynamaxing and raid battles even though they were right under our noses with Pokemon Go. I don't know how we didn't see that coming. I also can't even think about where they haven't done things already besides maybe Austria or something like Africa. But I'm sure Game Freak has kinda learned by now, so at the very least I predict we're gonna have a big city game with a lot of more interesting characters, and at the very least, a gimmick that isn't simply beyond busted or lame. Question 5. Favorite mythical? Easy mode. Darkrai. I love that man, and he is completely underutilized. Question 6. Favorite legendary? Easy mode. Mewtwo. An absolute god. Question 7. Where do you see Pokemon in 10 years? To be honest with you, it's probably going to be just as, if not more successful. As long as Nintendo stays alive as a company, which it definitely will in a decade from now, Pokemon is always going to be one of its very frontliners. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they're going to keep that series very much alive with new ideas, new concepts, and new players playing every day. It's gonna be a hell of a long ride, and I'm sure that a majority of us, despite its issues with the game, don't plan to hop off that train anytime soon. Thank you for the series of questions, man. I really enjoyed answering them. Also, you guys, just in case you didn't know, my man Pokemark also has his own Q&A going up very soon. It's probably going up a day after this one, I'm pretty sure. So, make sure to go check him out. He's got some awesome content over there, and I've been having a lot of fun watching his stuff too. All right, time to move on to Avery Tube's line of questions. Question 1, how did you get into Pokemon? Weirdly enough, one of my earliest memories of childhood is me walking out of my old house with a Game Boy Color in hand with a Pokemon Yellow cartridge. I was 4 years old, so that was probably an instant cop. Question 2, where did the Shinx gag come from? Easy, the Shinx line is simply my favorite line of Pokemon. I did it one time in my most popular video, and because it popped off, I wanted to do it again, because I thought it'd be funny. And it kinda is. I love it. Question 3. Can you keep the Shinx gag in non-Pokemon related videos? Do you want me to? I can do it if you want. It's probably gonna be a long while before I do non-Pokemon related videos on this channel though, to be honest. At the moment, I'm not really sure anybody cares if I do anything else besides Pokemon related stuff, which I'm totally fine with. I get it. But if we do end up switching off to other content, it would be kinda weird, but kinda funny. So more than likely, I'll see if I can keep the Shinx gag for as long as I can. Question 4, if you could make an evil team, what would it be called, and what evil thing would they be doing? As far as the name, I've always liked the name Team Meteor. I think that just kind of flows well. As for the purpose of this team, simply, I just want a team that has a goal that's actually worth stopping. A team that could actually bring harm to the world of Pokemon in some form. Now, I've had an idea in my head before of a team that possibly believes that they don't need Pokemon if they could take the powers of Pokemon themselves, but I feel like that's a little edgy for Pokemon. I don't think they would do something like that. So maybe as far as a PG plot, maybe a team that just wants to get rid of humans and make it so that it's only Pokemon or something like that. I don't know. Pokemon can be edgy sometimes, but I really don't know. I couldn't tell you. Question 5. Would you stream the remakes if they do exist? Are you kidding? Absolutely! By the time the new games roll around, I should be more than ready to go on the streaming front. I'm super excited to do that. I've been wanting to get back into streaming because I've done it before, I know that I'm capable of it, but I really want to bring some true upgrades to my streaming setup before I get back into it. However, by the time the remakes roll around, if they are what's coming for us, I want to be ready, and I'm gonna be ready. My main thing before focusing on streaming was making sure that there were actually people around that wanted to watch me stream. But I'm down for it. As long as you guys are, that's the only green light that I need. And finally from Avery Tube, have you ever encountered random shinies? Unless you count Pokemon Go, no. Never. My luck is absolutely atrocious. I've only ever gotten legitimate shinies by grinding them out through eggs in Sword and Shield. And because I've never encountered any in the wild, I've never been able to kill any. However, my friend has. They reset their game thinking it was broken because of a shiny Ponyta. I can't believe it. Anyway, thank you for the line of questions, Avery Tube. I've seen you around and I really appreciate it. Hope you stick around for the long haul. Christian Thompson, looks like you're up next. Question 1. If you could have a pet Pokemon, what would it be? Gee, bro, I don't think I ever really thought about it. I'm not quite sure how to answer this question. I haven't really thought of Rhyperior, maybe? I don't know. Arceus would be cool. I don't think he could fit in my house, though. I'm not really sure. Question 2. What is your favorite piece of music? I'll play it for you right now, my man. As you can hear in the background starting up right now, it's Eterna Forest. There was always something so legendary and serene about this freaking piece of music right here that it's always captivated me. Ever since I heard this song day one, I've been in love. I will never get sick of this song, and I could listen to it on repeat for hours. Love Eterna Forest, will always have my heart. Always. Thank you for the questions, man. I really appreciate it. Jumpin' Jay, glad you put your question back in front of me, man. They ask, which Pokemon would you use out of these 3? Meganium, Emboar, and Primarina, and what's your rationale behind it? Primarina. Simply put, Emboar and Meganium are both my lesser favorite choices of their regions. Also, Primarina's signature Z move looks like a freaking spirit bomb. And fun fact about me, Dragon Ball is a big part of my childhood. So a spirit bomb Pokemon move? Oh yeah. Instant love. Question 2, I also want to know your opinions about Pokemon contests. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, my boy, I didn't really mess with Pokemon contests all that much when I was younger. I was a kid, bro. I was all about battle, battle, battle. I didn't even think about contests. However, it is a very good concept, and I know that they improved a lot on it in Pokemon Auras, so honestly, if they were to ever bring that back, that would be awesome. I think Pokemon contests were a fine concept that I never really got to truly utilize as I should have. It was a fun little mechanic that they didn't need to add, but they did, because it was cute and it was fun. I've said this a million times, but that's the kind of thing that shows what kind of love they could put into Pokemon games. I'd be willing to play it if they brought it back. Thank you for the question, Jumpin' Jay. I was gonna make sure that I didn't miss you, but thank you for putting it right in front of me again. I really appreciate that. Moving right along here, Amit Cassandra, looks like you're up. Question 1, what was the hardest battle you ever faced in Pokemon games? I think I speak for a lot of people when I say that the battle against Red and Heart Gold Soul Silver was one of the toughest legitimate battles in the entire series. I had my ass handed to me time and time again, and I loved every second of it. That was one of the few times that I looked up literally nothing to get there, so seeing Red on top of that mountain was so exhilarating, it was so exciting. I was like, whoa. Red, that's me, that's last champion me. And he put my ass in the floor. I expected nothing less, and I was excited to take his ass on again with a higher level team. Legit, one of the best threats ever. Loved it. Also, and this is when I was really young, but the final gym in 3rd gen, you know, the ice puzzle, yeah, that had me messed up. Let's just say that I played that so hard that any ice puzzle in any game afterwards never ever gave me a problem ever again. Question 2, what's your favorite type of Pokemon? That one's a little hard actually. It goes between Ghost, Psychic, and Electric, mostly because most Pokemon in those categories have amazing designs and they're super fun to use. Question 3, which Pokemon do you feel are most overrated and underrated? As far as overrated, Charizard for very obvious reasons, Suicune because he does have a nice design, but that seems to be the only freaking Pokemon that anybody knows, it feels like, Salamence because of the dragon types, I just simply feel that Dragonite is better, and Incineroar. I don't like Incineroar. Now as far as underrated goes, personally, Donphan because that is actually a very good Pokemon that I never see utilized. Phalanx is another one I don't really see used all that often or even talked about, but that Pokemon is actually amazing. Bastiodon because he seems to be one of the more forgotten fossil types and he's actually really cool. I've always loved his design. And Camerupt. I've just always liked Camerupt. There is no specific reason. I just love that thing. Volcano back? Bro, he could mop the floor with everybody. Love him. Alright, thank you so much for the questions, Emika. I've seen you everywhere, actually, and I'm very grateful for you. You're awesome. Thank you so much for the questions. Hope to keep seeing you around for the long haul. Alright, up next here we have Skills Hunter. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it, but anyway, it's your time to shine. What games have your favorite style of themes? To be honest with you, both 4th and 5th gen have always had the most consistently good music for me, but I think I'm gonna hand it over to 4th gen only because it's always consistently good for me and I love the serenity behind most of the songs. Love the piano. 9 times out of 10, if we were just chilling in a room together and you put on a random Gen 4 song, I could probably not only name it, but I will vibe hard. Like, I will just chill. I love Gen 4 music. The serenity is unreal. The vibes are unmatched. But that's just my take. Whatever the case, thank you so much for the question, man. I really appreciate it. Hope you vibe too. Moving right along, Boris29122000, what's good, asks, what's your opinion on the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games? I absolutely love the Mystery Dungeon games, and in all honesty, they probably have better story than the mainline games. They always usually have a phenomenal story, they have great development in the characters, and a very interesting world and concept. I have just as much nostalgia with the Mystery Dungeon games as I do with the mainline series. Anyhow, thank you for the question, man. Also, you have a lot of numbers in your name. Reese Reams goes on to ask, what would be your dream team of Pokemon? As of lately, my favorite 6 have been Luxray, Dragonite, Obstagoon, Melmetal, Gengar, and Caesar. Tell me, Leon, sit there and tell me that's not a champion level team right there. That is ghastly, bro. I'm sweeping everybody in my path with them. Try me. Moving on here, thank you very much for the question, Reese Reams. Jonathan Marshall, you got a couple of questions yourself. Question 1, do you prefer third versions of Pokemon games or DLC for existing ones? I actually kind of wanted to make a video regarding this topic, but I'm going to answer it here, DLC to be completely honest with you. I like Pokemon Platinum and Pokemon Emerald, but I would much rather they build onto the worlds more, instead of just reusing them in a mildly different story. I will say though, Pokemon Z was one of the worst missed opportunities Game Freak has ever had. Pokemon Zygarde, bro, they set that up on purpose. They thought they were going to do a Pokemon Z. They really did. I feel it. I do. Question 2, which Pokemon games have you played the most? That one kinda goes in between Platinum and honestly, Sword and Shield. I've played through Platinum quite a couple times now, but Sword and Shield only had me locked in like it did because I spent so much time shiny hunting. As soon as my friends and I beat the game, we realized exactly how easy it was to get shinies through egg hatching. So we did that for weeks. I logged a stupid amount of time on that game because of that. And also the DLC had me come back not once, but twice. And Dynamax Adventures? That had me in for a hot minute. Now the only reason I can't exactly say Sword and Shield is because I didn't calculate how much time I put in the Platinum. I put in a lot of time with Platinum. But I can't count it anymore because I don't have the cartridge that I originally had. So, dang. Alright, thank you a ton for the questions, Jonathan Marshall. Next up, Anubis Goddess asks, how would you create a side feature in Pokemon? I was thinking about it, I kinda came up with this one recently. I'd like to propose the concept of Pokemon Playground. A facility set up to play with each individual Pokemon in your party. Maybe you could have them 100-meter dash against one another. Maybe you can set up an obstacle course. Maybe you're playing a game of soccer with them. Either you try to get your ball into the goal, or you try to stop all of their shots. And maybe, just maybe, people could put their favorite Pokemon online, and maybe you could try playing soccer against them, or racing your own Pokemon against them. It's a stupid little thing, I know, but I just want a more fun, cute way to engage with our Pokemon more. Question 2, what's your favorite storyline in Pokemon? Now, if we're talking about the games, personally, as hard as it was for me to make this decision, I'm gonna have to give that one to Gen 5. It probably had some of the best written characters like N and his father, and Team Plasma was actually a threat. And they also had a very realistic goal. All of them believed in something, and it was very valid. Now, if we're talking outside of the games, that one might have to go to Pokemon Generations. A story that touches up on things that we didn't get to see on the other side of the games. Telling stories like how Blue got to the championship before you, watching Drayden try to defend Opelucid City before it gets frozen over, watching Brendan and his Sceptile clobber Team Magma's base single-handedly. See, it's Pokemon related things like this that make me so angry but so happy at the same time. It looks so good and it's so well done, but they're always so short. But they're so much better than anything with Ash. I don't get why they don't put their time and efforts towards actual Pokemon stories that we could watch, developing characters, real world situations. Why do we have to waste our time watching Ash have trouble evolving Pokemon for the 80th time? Come on. But hey, that's just me though. Honestly, after watching Twilight Wings, I think I've just recognized that I'm just so sick of Ash. I'm so sick of him. Moving on to the next question before I drone on more. Question 3, what characters would you like to see return in the games? This one's a little strange, but I want to see a little more of Courtney, who is actually Team Magma's admin. Like a lot of other people, I'd love to see Endmaker return. I'd love to see Silver and Gold eventually, maybe grown up kind of like Red and Blue, and possibly if y'all can do it, maybe some more of Zinnia, please? Oh, and while you're at it, why don't y'all go ahead and hand us more Marnie? We just got her, and yet we don't have enough of her. Why is that? Simply put, these are characters that I enjoy and that I believe didn't even have enough screen time, except for N. N had a lot of screen time. and still not enough all at the same time. He's a sick character. I just want to see more of him. And question 4, how would you flesh out characters with no story? That's a bit of a broad question, but I'll dumb it down to this. Simply, I'd put them in situations that forces them to face their past a little bit and help them grow through that. Also, I'd give them a little more screen time because they need screen time to actually develop the character. I don't get what math is missing here. Perfect example, Marnie gets almost no screen time, is apparently the center of an entire Pokemon team, which used to be one of the most important things in the franchise, and yet we know nothing about her. Her brother, a gym leader, actually assisted us more in that story than she did. That's really strange. Why, if she's one of the more important rivals, why does she not have a more solid stance in the story at all? Don't get me wrong though, I'm more than all for gym leaders helping us out in the main story. That was actually pretty cool of Pierre, but why was his sister placed in and advertised as a main role when she does not at all have a main role? That doesn't make any sense to me. Hell, at the very least, it would have been super interesting to get her and Bede more involved in the DLC. Why didn't they have more story fleshed out there? That would have been perfectly fine. But no, they were completely ignored. Bede the gym leader now, and Marnie's just kind of around. Okay, I have to move on from this one before I give myself a headache, but thank you, Anubis Goddess. That is a sick line of questions. Thank you so much. Ted Sheet asks, how would you improve Shinx's viability? I would be fine personally if they just gave him a dark typing and upped his speed. He's supposed to be a fast attacker. Capitalize on that. Also, he has access to like all the bite moves and he doesn't have hidden ability Strong Jaw. Come on now. Thank you very much for the question, Ted Sheet. I think about this one a lot. Ryan High asks, which game has your favorite starters? No doubt about it, Gen 4 has my heart, always will. Can't go wrong with any of the starters ever. If you pick any of them, I will congratulate you, thank you, and give you a medal. Thank you very much for the question, Ryan High. Gen 4 all the way, let's go. Hack Zion on Twitter asks, what are future plans for YouTube with Pokemon videos? Are you gonna hire artists in the future for things? Well, for starters, I really want to continue to have these discussion-based videos. I've had a lot of fun with it, and it really drives me to think. I also really want to do live streams, specifically live stream playthroughs where you guys have a handle on how things go. I want to do some more really hefty deep dives on Pokemon as a series, and I really want to see if we as a community could build our own version of the next generation, whether it be Gen 9, Gen 10, or whatever else. Or maybe we could just make it a whole series where we build our own generations. I think that would be a lot of fun. I would need your guys' help with that though. There's no way I could do that by myself. And also, yes, I do plan to work with some artists. Stay tuned. Thank you very much for the question, Hack Zine. And finally, Kaya Willens, also on Twitter, asks, do you think if Game Freak made a good game according to the fanbase, the franchise would be saved? I'll be completely honest with you here, I don't think that the series is in any danger yet. We gotta keep in mind that Pokemon Sword and Shield is still one of the top 5 best-selling games on the Switch. Despite the reception, it's selling very well. And I know for a fact, a majority of us are probably still very much on board with whatever they come up with next. Don't get me wrong, plenty of people probably jumped ship right after this last set of games. However, plenty of people just recently hopped on as well. What some may not find interesting, others will. And I guess lucky for Game Freak, that's just the cycle that Pokemon kind of fell into. They're always gonna have fans, new and old. So really at the end of the day, all it comes down to is hoping that they get an idea of how to do these games properly and actually make them better and just really try to appeal to every ounce of their fan base, not just a specific few. Maybe after this last set of games, they've finally gotten into a position where they're more willing to cater to both sides of the fan base. Unfortunately though, my uncle does not work at Nintendo, so I can't say for sure what they've got going on up there. So we're just gonna have to see what the future brings. Whoo, mama, that was a big boy. I had so much fun doing this. We're gonna have to do a part 2 soon if you guys want. It probably won't be like too soon, probably not within the next couple months, I don't know. But maybe when we hit the next milestone. We'll see then. But I did have a lot of fun with this. I had a smile on my face the entire time. You guys asked some awesome questions and I had so much fun answering them that honestly, I can't wait for that next part. Once we hit that next big milestone, hopefully soon, we're gonna see another one of these. I truly do love getting to know you guys and your inputs on Pokemon, and I guess some of you actually enjoy my take on Pokemon, and that makes me super happy. You guys have no idea. So thank you guys so much for allowing me even the opportunity to do a video like this. I had so much fun, and I can't wait to do it again. But with that, I want to ask you guys some of your opinions. Down in the comment section below, answer these questions for me yourselves. I want to know what your personal opinions on Pokemon's future are. I want to know what your guys' favorite music tracks are. I want to know what your guys' favorite starters are. Who would you pick between, who is it? Primarina, Emboar, Meganium. You know what I'm saying? What characters do you guys want to see more of? All of it. Tell me in the comment section below. I am always down there. I have some other videos coming for you guys next week. Some of them might not be Gen 4 related. Might be kind of interesting. I hope you guys stay tuned for that, and I'll catch you then. On that note, I'm gonna skedaddle on out of here. Thank you guys ever so much for watching. I truly do hope you enjoyed. Do me the greatest favor of dropping a like and a comment, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Do me the greatest favor of taking good ass care, and I'll see you all next time.